I mentioned in my Skywalker Saga videos, I think part 5, that Anakin and Mace are foils to each other, comparing them to Sylvie and Ravonna and Loki, and I take that back. Yes, their relationship is that of Sylvie and Ravonna, however, their parts in the story do not make them foils. They act like it a little bit, but they are not. So here I am explaining what a foil actually is. In simplest terms, it's this meme.
We are same, but different.
In more complicated terms, characters who have the same personality, background, or otherwise beliefs, but act differently. So, I will use 3 examples here. Let's start with Coriolanus Snow and Lucy Gray Baird from The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, the most straightforward of my examples. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is based on the state of nature debate. Are people good or bad? That question deserves its own video, but without spoilers, both Corio and Lucy Gray were orphaned at very young ages, saw war, famine, constantly had to prove themselves to get anything, etc., etc. Both saw the worst of humanity that had the same background and saw the potential to become the same person. That's where the we are same comes in, but different. Corio saw the worst in humanity, decided people are bad, and responded accordingly. If you see everyone as selfish, cheating, malicious liars, then you are going to become a selfish, cheating, malicious liar. Because that's the only way to get what you want, and people don't deserve kindness anyway. Lucy Gray, though, saw the worst the world had to offer, saw how hard it was for everyone involved, and decided that people do deserve kindness, respect, honesty, etc. She saw the best in everyone, trusted everyone, and was kind to everyone. Together they are same, but different. Same background, same life, but the same story led to 2 very different people. Less textbook, but I'd say maybe a better example of a foil might be Tony Stark and Thanos in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Same story, both grew up around war and suffering, same beliefs in that they're both stubborn and narcissistic in the way that they think they are the only ones that can be trusted to save the world from this suffering. But their personality and actions are very different. Thanos doesn't care about what has to be sacrificed. He will sacrifice his child, his favorite child, both of them even, for this cause. Tony Stark, though, cares very much. Where Thanos sacrificed his daughter for the world, Tony sacrificed himself so he can save the world for his daughter. I think the scene that best exemplifies this is Tony's first scene in Endgame when he teaches Nebula how to play paper football and make sure she has enough food and oxygen, and generally acts as a good father figure to Nebula, filling the void Thanos left. Effectively, Thanos is the only person who can stop the world's suffering because he's willing to sacrifice anything for it. Tony is the only person who can stop the world's suffering because he cares about the world and understands what's actually important. That's why, even though they both have a bit of that God complex and pessimism about the world, Thanos is a villain, arguably an anti-villain, and Tony is a hero. And of course, lastly, the example that started this all, Sylvie Laufedotter and Ravonna Renslayer from the Loki spin-off series. Now, I have a lot to say about the Loki series, so I'll try not to go on any side tangents, but Sylvie and Ravonna were, spoilers, both variants taken by the TVA. Ravonna said yes, Sylvie said no, and they had a feud over it ever since. Sylvie is very radically anti-TVA and dedicated her whole life to take it down. Ravonna is very pro-TVA and dedicates her life to protecting it. They are both equally radical, passionate, and almost exactly the same person, but with the opposite ideals. As Ravonna put it, it's order versus chaos, and she's order. We sympathize with Sylvie more, though, because we see more of her. That's pretty much it. Without the audience biases, they're effectively the same person. Therefore, I would argue Mace and Anakin are not foils. They are juxtaposed, yes, and devout Jedi with opposite personalities, backstories, and ideals. Because their stories aren't similar at all, their personalities are completely different, and none of their ideas align at all, they are not foils. They have the same relationship of Ravonna and Sylvie, who are foils, but they are foils because they are the same person with the opposite ideals and conflict with each other. Anakin and Mace just conflict with each other. With that said, if you have any questions about foils, character relationships, or anything else mentioned in this video, please ask in the comments. I'd also like to hear your thoughts. Is my definition correct? Do you have any examples that I missed? Please let me know. And as always,
We are same, but different.